Oh, hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local. Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Inazuma?
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way.
Great! We came to the right person!
But the chance of success is incredibly small.
Huh. Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and freshwater supplies soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then, I blacked out. But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me.
Did someone from MiHoYo save you?
That's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liyue Chising. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this. But after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there.
I have compelling reason.
You should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Inazuma. And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
Well, there's a place for Outlanders to go, right?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the hardest part will be out of the way.
Let's give it a
The
try.
Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best chance.
Then there's no time to lose. Let's go find Captain Beidou.
Before we do that, there is one quest. So they're all the way. No, we're just gonna make our way over. Let's talk to a strange fisherman, apparently. Maybe we can go for it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm hoping for too much. We'll see. Yeah, might be hoping too much. We'll just... There. Perfect. Round up. That's straightforward, people. Sounds familiar. The fishing quest. Okay. So we can fish.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
Sweet.
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Let's buy one for Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Have a good rest, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. See you tomorrow.
Hey! Isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
I don't think she's an Adeptus.
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
I thought so.
What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shen-He may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind, and she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her.
When Shen-He talks about her master...
Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shen-He has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shen-He's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shen-He because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
So, Shen-He isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kinda hard to deal with.
Wait, what happened? We meet again. Gina told me everything. I'll deliver the message to the masters, Nightwing, Vincent, Hallie.
Seat Lolly.
What?
Seat Lolly.
Eat Lolly.
Seat Lolly.
Eat Lolly.
Yes.
Okay. Eat Lolly will give you a chance. I'll also take this chance to explain what happened with the Spirit Speaker stuff. And offer her an apology.
I'm sorry to put this on you, Kanichi. It's just that you're probably the only person who knows how to deal with her.
It's alright. We're all working the state of Pyro. Everyone here understands how dire the situation is.
Oh, wait, so Kachina and the Traveler also know about the plan?
Mm-hmm. Because we all saw a hero of the past rematerialize right before our eyes. And then Mualani said that a ton of knowledge and memory suddenly flooded her brain. The Pyro Archon explained everything when we came back from the Night Kingdom, including the reason behind the appearance of the hero, as well as the current state of the Night Kingdom. Right. She mentioned there are 6 heroes and that Shilonen is one of 4 that have already been acknowledged.
Oh, well, then I suppose there's no need to keep any secrets between us. Having companions walk by your side is perhaps the best solace when facing such a bleak reality.
I have another piece of intel to share. We pretty much identified the person who rescued the captain in the stadium of the Sacred Flame. His name is Aurora. He also hails from the Masters of the Night Wing. However, he spent most of his life living out in the wilderness by himself, away from the rest of the tribe. That's why his appearance went unnoticed. By the time
Seat Lolly
finally realized he was gone, no one had heard from him for quite a while.
Seat Lolly knows him too?
See? Seat Lolly.
I can now see the other elf. Also, I'm the only one talking! I'm talking to myself! That's right. Aurora was an orphan raised by the chief of the Masters of the Night Wing and many other kind-hearted people in his tribe. Still, he's had something of an odd reputation his whole life.
Odd, huh?
Given how the Masters of the Night Wind love to babble about dreams and revelations, they're already a pretty strange bunch to most. I've never met Auroran, but if they consider him the odd one, he's got to be pretty far out there.
Yeah, you were right.
I was right about Aurora.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm just going to let you pronounce it however until we get corrected.
I just took a guess. Anyway, that's right. So, in that sense, Aurora said Lolly. You see, Lolly actually have quite a bit in common, which is why they get along so well.
Ow.
Sorry.
Pretty well.
Whoever tells Seat Lolly could be the first one to notice
Oh,
Auroran's disappearance if she spends the whole day in her room.
As of now, we still haven't been able to confirm whether Auroran joined the Fatui voluntarily or if he was
Coerced.
coerced. Is that how that's spelled?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay then.
Coerced. How else would you spell it?
I just never heard it spelled.
What?
You can't hear how it's spelled, Frank. I've never seen how it's spelled. Dear goodness.
Well, you kind of hear it too for spelling. If that makes sense. You know, just continue.
See, Lolly is probably eager to prove that Aurora hasn't betrayed his people. I plan to use this as leverage when I go to talk.
Oh, so if I'm following, you mean we'll help her investigate Auroran and the captain's whereabouts?
Yes. If you're all on board with the idea, then it becomes a mutually beneficial collaboration rather than just a one-sided quest. Even though I don't think Seat Lolly is the kind of person to turn down an order from a higher Archon. Some of it. Working
You're
together.
doing so well.
I know! Working
No.
together.
Start over. You never messed up, remember?
Right, yeah. No, even though I didn't think Seat Lolly was the kind of person to turn down in order for the Pyro Archon to work together with us will help her focus, not get distracted, but the whole Auroran situation.
Good idea.
Yeah. Plus, we kind of owe her one anyway to make up for breaking the spirit speakers down.
Ah, this is a pretty well thought out plan. As expected of Molly Poke Nietzsche. Then, yeah, I'll leave my letter to you. Let's hope Seat Lolly can meet at the stadium in 2 days.
Maybe.
Sure, I'll head there. I'll head out right away.
Take care out there, Kaniche. I'll be heading back as well. There's still a few things I need to pack.
Okay, then let's part ways for now. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Matata.
Una Matata. You're a happy little kid. You're not. You're on my computer. You're not on my Sorry. He's like, I'm not, Mom. One final quest.
Got it. I'll set off right away. Amber, are you here to help out with Jean's commission?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I was just getting ready. Who better than an outrider to mop up some hilly trails on the delivery route?
Oh.
Sarah, what are you still stressing about? I'm an outrider, and I won't disappoint.
You misunderstand me. I don't doubt your abilities. I'm just overwhelmed at the number of orders piling up in front of me. Another bizarre order came in just now. It's like they're hosting a banquet or something.
There's something we can help with?
Really? You don't mind helping? That would be wonderful. You really are the good hunter's guardian angel.
Yeah, well, those hilly trails are going to be a handful, too.
Well, why don't you take this order? Start by getting the ingredients.
Are you sure she can be trusted? It might end up tasting a bit funky.
We're well past the point of aiming for perfection. This is now a fight to save the good hunter's business.
A fight?
For this dish we need 3 sweet flowers and 3 fowls. Okay, go and get ready. You too, Amber. I'll be waiting here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right.
That was probably something else. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna have to leave it there because someone really wants his cuddles. So I hope you all enjoyed. And
it's been
we'll
getting
see
quite
you
busy recently.
in the next one. Bye.
Bye.